All right, welcome back to another episode of the Weeb Retreat podcast. We are nearing the end of our third season, the fall 2021 anime season. We hope you enjoy your stay. As always, we are the Weebs. My name is James. This is Germs, and today we have a lot to talk about. How you doing, Germs?
Doing good, doing good. Finals are coming around, so a little bit of stress there, but the anime keeps it cool,
Yeah, and we got a great show for you guys today. As always, we're going to go through the roundup. We have Demon Slayer Entertainment District Arc. We have the new Mushoku Tensei. What a spicy episode there. We have My Senpai is Annoying. We have Komi Can't Communicate. We're going to talk about the winner of the week, as always, of that weekly roundup. And then we have some Sonic stuff, CGI stuff, new Sonic movie coming out. Germs loves Sonic, so he's gonna have a blast talking about that. And then we have Devil is a Part-Timer news. We knew that the second season was gonna come out. Now we have a confirmation of when it's gonna come out. So yeah, timestamps will be in the description below. Use the slider to get to your favorite part of the video. And with that, let's get into the roundup. We have Demon Slayer Entertainment District Arc, Episode 2. What did you make of this week's episode of Demon Slayer, Germs?
A lot of flashiness this episode, that's for sure. And then some nice little comedic moments with them trying to auction off the girls to these houses.
Yeah, this episode is a lot more comedic. I mean, I like Demon Slayer has always been comedic. It's that typical, shonen mix of comedy and action, but it feels like Demon Slayer is very comedic nowadays, especially this episode. Man, it was like funny all the way throughout. But let's get into the actual content of the episode. We're actually dabbling into the new arc now. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I thought it was a little interesting. I think they just give little tidbits, like, oh, why do we need, we need that, we had that foundation. Now it's like, okay, what are we trying to do here? It's like, oh, my wives have infiltrated these 3 different households, and now we gotta, gotta go. They haven't responded, so we gotta go find what's up with them, So now it's
and
like, okay, this makes sense.
Zenitsu does not like the term wives. He gets all pissed off at that.
Well, I think he's just jealous.
He's jealous. Yeah, he's jealous. And so they enter the red light district, and all chaos ensues, man. I like it's gonna sound stupid, but I really do like the setting of this new arc. It's refreshing, and I'm curious. Like, I like the infiltration aspect, as you mentioned. How are they gonna kind of infiltrate these brothels and find the demons? We know, what's her name? We have Makio. Is that it?
Yep, Makio.
We know that very much, right there at the end, we know that she is being held captive. She's looking fire. Just got to say that. Looking great. But yeah, so a little bit of a tease there. And so the gang is dressed up as girls now. I thought that was hilarious. I like that Inosuke he's not wearing makeup anymore because he has such feminine features that he just automatically passes as a girl.
But just can't talk because that voice is I thought that was hilarious. It's exactly. It's like, oh, I could see Tanjiro passing or Zenitsu. You make this, give that high voice, but not our boy not him, not Inosuke. So I love how that they have the last aspect. It's like, oh, she's quiet, It's like yeah, it's very interesting. I just wanted to go back to the beginning of the episode and just I think they really did well. Just like with Konosuba to me, like when there were some comedic moments where they just they turned down the quality bar in the good way, where they made them a little more simplistic, a little bit more dumb looking, but when it's comedic scenes, it's perfect. But then once the flashy, Sailor Moon looking, posing and stuff, I was like, okay, then they turn up the bar, but they know just when they turn the bar enough so you have the low polygon, them just doing random chatter. So I think they really did that well, because I was obviously there's no way that any studio could ever be at 100% of animation all the time, so I think they found the perfect times to okay, this is when just make it not choppy looking, but just a lot faster.
It numbs it down. I mean, when I was watching it, it looked like an American cartoon to me, right? Like, it doesn't have that Japanese anime feel. But again, that's for the comedic moments. It totally fits.
And then once it gets serious, then
it comes right back and it's perfect. It makes the comedic moments even funnier. It enhances it. You know what I mean? So certainly not a drawback at all. It's actually changing up the animation style, but kind of playing to your own strength. I mean, making it funny. And like you said, Ufotable, even though they are the god tier animation studio right now, they're not all perfect. So if that lightens the load for them to give us comedic moments like that, you know, I'm happy with that because the rest. I mean, it still looks good.
Yeah.
Even when they tone it down, it still looks fire as always, you know.
Mhm.
And yeah, so solid episode. We're finally getting into, man, every time like I got through this episode, I'm like, I'm hyped. Like the first episode did that for me, the second episode has done that for me. I just want to see where they take it. I know Tanjiro was, because they're all looking for their own individual wife, right? So I know Tanjiro was on to
A little bit of a trail.
he was onto something there, right? Like they think that she I forget the term they use, but they basically believe that she ran away and that the suspicion they had was this journal, but even Tanjiro was like, well, couldn't that have been forged? You know what I mean? Like, is that the demons kind of orchestrating that? Maybe they found out. And I don't think that was Makio. I think they were talking about another
Yeah.
wife. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
because
So
Inosuke is with the Imakio, because that's what he was at the end. He was going up the stairs because he heard
yeah, up
something.
that hallway. Right. So maybe they have that wife captured too. I don't know, but I like that they are having a little bit of a thriller sense to this season. So I'm very excited to see where it goes. I'm very excited for the situational comedy, them being girls, and yeah, it looks like a blast, dude.
Hmm.
Looks like a blast.
Yeah, just like the perfect mix of like,
Yeah.
you can have the it's the situation where you could still have those funny moments of them being girls, but then on a dime, it could probably switch up. Now it's like, oh, I really have to act like a girl, or I'm gonna get killed, or something. So someone's
Yeah.
gonna like be like, wait a second, you don't seem like a girl, and then like trying to brush it off or something. So it's a nice situation we got here where we can have a little bit of comedic, but at the same time, when it needs to, we can get to that serious and spicy moments. Especially now we with they're looking for people, so a lot of things can happen
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, and like I said, I think that there's sort of a thriller aspect to it, right? They're going undercover. They're infiltrating these I want to say whorehouses, but whatever term you want to use for back in the day in Japan, but they're infiltrating. They're trying to find out intel. They're trying to get to the bottom of a case here, and I like that. A lot, a little bit too much comedy for me personally this episode, but that's just such a minor complaint. Who cares? I know that the deeper we unravel this mystery, the more serious and the more tension's going to build. So. And I want to see how Uzui comes into it too. I mean, he looks like a badass. I'd like to see him, kind of like how we had Rengoku fight in the last arc. I'd like to see, how does he get down? Is he going to have to step up and save them or fight his own demons or, so I like the intrigue of his character as well. So all in all, very good setup, I'd say.
Yeah, I agree as well. I'm interested to see because, yeah, they haven't let us down so far, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, so guys and gals, the weebs out there, all the Demon Slayer fans out there, comment down below. Were you hyped for this episode, and are you hyped for the rest of this season? We are anime only, so we are experiencing this for the very first time. And so, yeah, let us know what you thought of this week's episode. And with that, we have to get into Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation, Season 2, Episode 11. Before you say anything, all I want to say, Germs, I want to have your kittens meow. And with that, please, you have the floor. What did you make of this week's episode of Mushoku Tensei?
Oh, beautiful stuff, man. It's just as like I'm like when I saw it was like half through the episode, I'm like, there's still I know this other half is gonna be real spicy, man.
Dude,
I was like.
I paused it too during halfway, and I was like, "Oh my god, we've only made it halfway through." I feel like I've watched the 8-season series in this first half, and then we had the second half. Like the entire thing was a journey, man. The entire thing.
Yeah, because the first half was our boy leaving us, and then the second half was our girl leaving us. So it's a big, very bad, very sad episode for our boy. Very sad day for our boy. Well, I guess technically a day. It all happened within a day, so it's like our boy is going through a roller coaster right now, man, and it's only been going down for the day.
It may as well have been a lifetime, to be honest with you. So let's bury the lead here. Let's get into the first half before we get into that spicy. And when we say spicy, we mean real spicy second half. So they return home. They return home, and Ruijert has fulfilled his promise. I didn't even. I don't know why I didn't even expect this to happen or anticipate this, but he has. He did what he said he would do. He, he thanks Rudy, even though Rudy doesn't know if he's deserving of his appreciation. And he tells Eris, hey, you've come a long way, and hopefully we meet again down the line. And yeah, very sad. To walk through the town and to have the memories, to have them animated, like bits of his past, like his mom, Sylphie, stuff like that, dude. Beautiful, beautiful. I was already nutting over that, and that's like the first, 5 minutes or whatever, right? And there's also the glass windows that are also in the ending theme, and I was like, oh, there's the connection there. They walk up to the tree, the infamous tree with Sylphie, right? So you see, and it's symbolic. The tree is now dead, no leaves on it, just fucking perfect. He looks down, and before. Yeah, just like a stump. Well, not a stump. It's the leaves are all dead on it, right? Like it's not.
I forgot.
It's just dead. And so he looks down at the area below, and it used to be back in the first core, whatever you want to call it, was filled. Now it's
fields of gold,
barren,
golden, wheat or whatever.
Yeah, I mean it's symbolic, but it's so perfect, dude. It's so good. Before we move on to the goods here, what did you make of this first half? Did it hit you in the feels, Germs?
Oh yeah, Rudy stood there. It was like, yeah, it's time. And then Eris was taking it a little bit more harder. It was like, but I think they really did it well there. And I think my favorite part was when Rudy told Ruijert about the curse, and it's like, your curse is almost gone. And now it's just up to you, to clear your clan's name. And he was like, I just need to say, Rudy was like, I'm gonna go to sleep, and then Ruijert, had his little moment there. So good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, and I just want to say the music, dude. I don't know if you noticed the music this episode. It was so freaking top tier. I mean, I'm watching this thing thinking like I'm in this experience. I mean, I've never been one for like high fantasy. It's just never really been my thing. I'm open to getting into it, but I've just never really gravitated to it on my own. This is such a phenomenal, high fantasy isekai, I'm part of this world now. This is not just he's transported to another world and here you go, here's some interesting stuff. No, they have set up their own world, man. And so yeah, let's get into the second half. He brings Eris back to
little camp,
to her, her camp or whatever you want to call it now. It's all different now. And Best Girl Ghislaine is back looking thick as always. And yeah, you want to take it from here? What'd you make of this? What'd you make of just them going back to her family's previous residence, I guess you'd say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like how they kind of set up the scene. Like, they kind of just went they moment up and it's like, Iris is like, let's just get in. Tell me who's dead. Let's just get right into it.
That.
And how well she seemed to take it. At the moment, just like kind of with Rudy, when Ruijert left. Now it's the other way. Now it's Eris, because she's already mentioned before that she already, was like, my family's probably already dead. But now, now it's actually known, who's dead, and then Rudy reacting to when the grandpa got executed, and he's like,
yep.
So, yeah, very 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 spicy there.
Yeah, very spicy. I liked her character, how she handled it. I like, was that the butler that was relaying all the news? So he said a couple things there that interested me. Obviously, the one which I believe will be a plot device. I'm not sure, but I assume this might be. Once we get to the end of the episode, I'll say what I think. But he says that another family wants to take her in and to marry her. Kind of be. Not sold off, but what's the term, concubine? Just given away. So that fascinated me. And then what also fascinated me is she needed a moment to grieve, right? And she gets everyone out. Rudy kind of stays with her, and she's like, no, you two, get out of here. And as soon as he grabs the curtain, again, most anime just wouldn't do this, but because this is such a phenomenal adaptation, they do it. He kind of they don't pan back and make it obvious, but you can hear her crying in the background. Again, it's just the little things that add up into a big mountain of beautifulness for this show, right? So that happens, and then the spice, man, the absolute spice. The buildup was amazing, but the execution was even more phenomenal. What did you make of Eris and Rudy, Germs? Did it live up to what, because you're the manga reader, did it live up to what you wanted to see?
Oh yeah, I like how slow they took it, you know, as it would happen, you know, in that situation.
Yeah, realistically.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like,
realistically. Yeah.
So I like, you know, when she said it, like Rudy took a pause and he was like, wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Is this happening right now? He's like, he's probably like tied, you know, he's probably, you know, whew. But
you know, and he doesn't take advantage of her immediately. He even asked her, he's like, the agreement we made was when I turned 15, and she's like, well, I don't give a shit. I'm 15, you know? And as he has fantasized many a nights, they
but it showed a lot of those
love.
Beautiful scenes of them together as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And she even asked him, she's like, you're ogling me, right? And there's even a moment where she's like, oh, you know, they kind of hint at it. She's like, oh, this means you're attracted to me, right? Like, this means you're hard, right? And he's like, yeah. I mean, again, most people might find that distasteful. Most people might not want to see that. But
it's like, you know,
just,
quiet.
It's realistic.
You know, he was like, you know, like the shy, yeah. You know, he wasn't just like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was done so well. It you know, they're 15 and 14, right? So like, that's, you know, that's how it would happen, you know. I mean, they could have had him just be a perv and take advantage of her, but no, they did it perfectly how they were supposed to. He wakes up in the morning, he's like, all right, I'm a normie now. I got the
hello, my
know,
friends.
Said, hey, you have a wife. I'm gonna be like that one day, you know. And he's like, you know, oh, where's Eris? You know,
my beautiful girlfriend. Where is she?
Yeah. If I can't find her, maybe I'll do it to her again, you know. And
I love his first reaction was like, oh, she's up and early. Yeah, I know how she be. Like I love like how casual he had. He was like, but then he notices the hair. Yeah. He's like, oh no,
what the fuck? Yeah, and the voice actor for the adult Rudy, love it. I love it. And you know, even the flashbacks in the beginning with adult Rudy, you know, looking at having like a nightmare, right? It's just, this episode was not even a 10 out of 10. This is 11 out of 10. You can't get better than this, Sherms. What didn't I say last week was the best episode of the year? Like, can I even say that now? Can I even keep that now? I mean, this was so, the director did such a phenomenal job. The direction of this whole series has been phenomenal, right? So, okay, so let's get back. I got to stop nutting over this. So he sees her hair. Immediately, I'm like, what's that? Whoa. Was it crazy sex where she cut her hair off? Like, how crazy was this last night, right? How crazy was this? Then he's got a note. I'm like, oh shit, did he clap the cheek so hard she had to leave a note for him? Go get him breakfast? No, she left. I'm curious. Again,
she didn't leave, but not for the same reason.
She did leave.
Not for the same
reason, right? But I am curious what the reason is, you know, like, was that her handwriting? I don't know. I'm the anime only. You've at least read the manga, right? So he goes to the butler. He's like, hey, where'd she go? He's like, her and Ghislaine left. We can't even Big Titty Ghislaine can't stay with us. You know, that's sad to see. So they're both gone, and Rudy cries, you know, as a typical, because he's 14, right? I've alluded to that. So he walks, you know, he walks up the steps and he cries. And again, that's what a typical teenager would do. You know, he's an adult.
That's also, you know, what his nightmare was, you know, the day before, you know, just, you know, losing all his, you know, family and friends, and now it's here.
Now it happened, and big monkey brain, that just hit me. I didn't even think of that. Again, it's like an onion, Germs. The layers you can peel back with this show. It gets so deep. How deep are we gonna go here? You know.
So I'm here for.
It's like It's the iceberg meme. You know what I mean? It's like, here's what most people see, and then you can dive deeper and deeper down. I mean, it's I don't even know what to say about
and
the
more and
show.
more
It's
fun you have,
beautiful.
you know, connecting all these little dots. It only makes the
Oh, it's so great. And it's gonna make the rewatch great too.
oh, I
'Cause when I go back
can't wait for us to watch season 1 again. It's like baby.
oh, dude,
You're like, wait, this is baby. This is like a baby Rudy. He's like a 5-year-old. It's like, yeah, he was.
yeah, and like you said, there's a lot of foreshadowing. So a lot of stuff that's going over my head right now. When I rewatch it, I'll be able to pick up a lot of pieces. But man, it's just I love all the little dots you can connect. And there's nothing to say. I think that the show is easily top 5, top 3, maybe even the anime of the year. I can't say how I feel about that yet, but it's just up there, man. It's so next level. I'll shut up though. What do you make? What do you want to say before we end this second half and all the craziness?
Yeah, I think they really how the way they ended off was perfect for this episode. Because like I was, as the season was announced, I'm like, okay, where can we end it? I'm like, I know that's gonna end here, but it's like, does it end like what kind of tone does it end off on? Like, because like right now this last episode, it's like a pretty our boy is pretty sad boy right now, But I think with this next episode, it'll give us a little bit of hope for some intrigue for the next season. Because we don't really know now. It's like he's home. Now what do we do now? But now he doesn't.
Yeah.
Now he doesn't have Eris. He doesn't have Richard. It's just him alone in his town home.
Yeah,
Now it's
and it's not even rebuilt. Like it's all still torn to shit.
Yeah, he has no hints for his mom, and it's just Sylphie.
Yeah,
he's just sitting there, kid alone in the world, just without a place to go.
Yeah, and as an anime only, there's no fucking hints for us either. They don't allude to what's going to happen next episode. I have no idea how the season's going to end off, and I love it. I'm fine with that. I don't need hints to keep me intrigued. I'm so intrigued. I don't need cliffhangers. The cliffhanger itself was him, taking all this devastation in. So I don't know where they're going to go next episode. I'm the anime only, but they could be the worst fucking episode ever. This is still a fucking banger of a show, so they can really do no wrong at this point with 1 to go. I thought it was fantastic. And any final thoughts before we move on here, Germs?
I need to go to do some cryogenic sleep, and I'll see you next Sunday.
I know. This show is not. Oh, that's one thing we can talk about. This show is not going to be the same when it's no longer airing, man. Our Sundays are going to be different. We have one more episode before this season is done, and our Sundays will not be complete. They won't be the same.
It'll be a hole in our chest.
It'll be like. Exactly. A hole. We got to go talk to the man god and get that fixed, It'll be like JoJo, right? As soon as one part ends, it's like, all right, or like Christmas. Like, where's the countdown for the next one? You know what I mean? It's time to start counting down when we get the next season. Hopefully it's not too long. Guys and gals, the weebs out there, all the Mushoku Tensei fans out there, we love all of you for coming to our channel and experiencing the show with us. Comment down below. What did you make of our reaction? What did you make of this episode? What do you make of this whole season? I mean, we think it's been great so far. We know you guys think it's been great so far. With that, let's get on to My Senpai is Annoying, episode 10. Hard to live up to Mushoku Tensei, but much different show. What did you make of this week's episode of Senpai?
Well, as always, I feel like this is like the running theme of the last few episodes. We're getting so much of that side action that's like, who's really the main couple now? Like, but so good.
Why can't we ever disagree, Germs? That's like one of my main bullet points to talk about with this episode. So yeah, we both agree on that. The Senpai and Igarashi is not really a thing at this point, and Kazuma and Sakurai is. And it almost feels like the show is prioritizing Sakurai and Kazuma. Doesn't it feel like that?
Yeah.
Like, so this was a basketball episode. It was cute. Igarashi was there. Senpai was there. But what was it really about? It was really about Sakurai and Kazuma. You know what I mean? How Sakurai felt that she wasn't getting enough alone time with him. They get to hang out at the end there. Yes, there's other characters. You have the her little brother. You have Igarashi's friend. Like, you have the hot springs moment. There's other moments here, but the main juice. Crux of the show, the main juice, is really is Kazuma and Sakurai. Like, it's not even like it's a really well developed side thing. It's no longer a side thing. It's like the main meat here. You know what I mean? Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah. Like, they focus on them so much. I feel like there's only like a few scenes where they really focused on Igarashi and Senpai.
And when they do focus on them, it's completely platonic. I mean, Igarashi doesn't even blush around him. And again, I'm not saying that the story has to have that in order to work. I just think it's interesting that it's called My Senpai is Annoying. You assume it's going to be the relationship between this young kohai and her senpai, and it's kind of not at this point. It's kind of that relationship is taking a back seat to another relationship, and that's fine. The
Series is
main
still
relationship
good,
doesn't.
but yeah, the main
It's still good, but the main relationship doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, in my opinion. Maybe for you it does, but it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. But if it's the main relationship, it should be the main focus of the show. Otherwise, why isn't it called, Kazuma and Sakurai, or, what, why is it called My Senpai is Annoying? It's just weird the direction the series has taken for me.
I have a weird feeling that probably once Kazuma and Sakurai like are together, then it's gonna do that usual anime trope of just like having them just drop off and be on the side. I hope it isn't. I hope obviously we keep seeing what's beyond
Yeah,
because so much anime it stops at when they get together or like the first kiss or something.
Yep.
That's literally what it's like. 99%. It's like that's it. Well, that's a relationship right there, boys. It's like a fifth grader's view on relationships. It's like they kiss, they have a baby, and that's it. Nothing happens. Nothing else happens.
Pack the bags. We're done here.
So hopefully they don't do that, but I have a feeling that since they're a side relationship, once Sakurai and Kazuma are together, then it's gonna be like, okay, now we'll be back to My Senpai is Annoying, but then they'll just show up every once in a while.
Which sucks because I fucking love Sakurai. Sakurai is a waifu to me, dude. I think she's amazing, and I want her to stay in a very well-developed side character. I just want the main couple to get their shine. They don't even have to be romantic. I want to see them grow and develop as their own relationship, right? Like, is she gonna, is he understand that she's trying to be taken more serious, and maybe he kind of relates to her that way? Maybe she wants to impress him, or maybe, I don't know. I mean, it's just that
we don't
relationship
even know
is not getting.
Nothing's happening.
It's not getting the shine it deserves. We see her riding on his back sometimes. We see her kind of crying to him and pounding his chest. Like, she's opened up to where she can be vulnerable to him, but he's just one-dimensional. He's just, and he's a solid dude. I like his character, but we're not getting any depth with this character. We're not learning anything. We're not seeing how he feels about Igarashi. He's just he's like a brick wall, So the relationship isn't getting, it's like a garden, like the plant, like the main plant or whatever is not getting the sunlight it deserves. All the side plants are, and that's great, but the tree that we're trying to grow here is it's not growing, it's not getting the light and the water it needs, So, but what did you think of the actual episode itself, just the content?
Yeah, I think it was nicely I didn't expect Kazuma to be a basketball play basketball, and going toe to toe against Igarashi's friend. I think that was a little funny moment, and initially he was like, obviously he was like, I'm gonna keep a little distance, I don't want to. He's scared of the power that she has in her chest area. He's a bit scared.
Yeah,
and then I love that one time when she accidentally touches his back, and then Sakurai, Sakurai, blows the whistle.
Oh, blows the whistle. Yeah, cut that out. Again, I love Sakurai's character. I like how she feels for Kazuma. I like how he's still awkward around her. They've done a great job with that relationship. We're just not getting anything with Igarashi and Senpai. So here's how I feel about the episode. I thought it was fucking boring, dude. I keep it real on this show. I like this. I like all these shows that we review, but I don't think this added anything to the characters. I don't think it added anything to the story. I think it's probably, I might say it's the worst episode, but it's probably on the same level as the Grandpa episode for me. But at least with the Grandpa episode, it was kind of like fun. You know what I mean? Like, at least we get to like meet a new character. This one was just like, they're playing basketball. It just kind of felt like filler to me,
Interesting. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that. That was out of nowhere for me.
Well, I don't know, man. Like the beach episode was great. There's a lot of perks there, but basketball. I mean, yeah. I mean, we had a couple cute moments. Uh, it just didn't do anything for me. It didn't. Like I said, it didn't add anything to the characters or the story. We get a couple cute moments with Sakurai and Kazuma. We get virtually nothing with Igarashi. We get, we see that Senpai kind of encourages the little brother to drink milk, when they're in the hot spring. Okay, that's a cute moment, but nothing super memorable. And this isn't to say it's a bad episode. I'm just saying compared to the other 9 that we have, this is probably the weakest or like second to weakest next to that like grandpa episode for me. So not a bad episode, but nothing to write home about. Like when this season's done, I won't remember this episode, to be honest with you.
Interesting.
So that's how I feel. I don't know.
I don't
You
think,
liked it a
I
little
don't
bit
think,
more than
yeah,
me?
I think I liked it a little bit more. I don't think it was boring, but it was a little bit more like, kind of like a tofu, like it's like, oh, it works, it's not like,
Yeah.
it's not fantastic, not bad, but it's like, oh, it's good.
Yeah. I mean, it just, I don't know. I think, like, I think back to Kazuma and Sakurai's day. I think back to, like, when Igarashi was sick. Like, there's just been some really great episodes here. And this was just kind of like a filler one. It's just kind of like, let's get to the next week's episode, So we have 2 more episodes. Maybe we'll have maybe it turns around. Maybe we have a mini arc. Maybe I'm just hoping for too much here. But if we could get something going with the main relationship, that'd be good. But it doesn't seem like it at this point. But is there any expectations for these last 2 episodes, Germs, or
Yeah, hopefully some mini arc or something, That's kind of what I was expecting to start this episode, but we'll see. It seems like it's just not Igarashi, Kazuma and Sakurai at the moment.
yeah?
But we'll see. Maybe something a little spice happens next 2 episodes here. Hopefully.
We'll see. We'll see. And I love Sakurai, and I don't have a problem with slice of life. I like episodic series are fine, but this one just felt a little. It just didn't do much for me. All right, let's get on to the final addition to our roundup. Komi can't communicate, episode 10. What did you make of this week's episode of Komi-san?
This is well, I feel like each of these I feel like some of these episodes, have just like one word you could say and bam. But this one was just the sports festival arc episode. That this one,
Yeah,
and I think
it was. Yeah,
there were some nice little moments in here, man. Like, oh, I just forget some of these moments, like with the with Komi, cheering for our boy. Like he he falls, but then
yeah.
he catches her right when she says it. And it's like he's like,
Boom. You get that Sakuga animation where he just fucking darts off. That was
Mhm.
funny.
Yeah, I like that one character, the one that keeps like, it's like, oh, like 24 degrees hot, or like, oh, it's I like her little character a little bit out, but I just like the little, just like with this Komi-san just has so many nice little moments like that, her cheering him on, or when she falls, and and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I think it was a pretty nice little episode here. What are your thoughts on it?
It was good. Natsuno Chika, I think her name is. It was nice. I liked it. Nothing too spicy that first half, because we kind of have the sports festival, and then the second half is kind of like Tadano's duties as class president, right? Like all the paperwork and stuff like that. We get some cute stuff there, but I did like, I liked Komi running and like her team getting behind her. So fucking over dramatic with this show, but you gotta love it you either love it for that or hate it for that. I love it for it. It's anime. You get used to it. And yeah, like Tadano, she encourages him. Um, yeah, yeah. Kind of like Senpai. It was okay. It did it for me. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a step back. I don't know if it was a step forward. They're certainly hinting at Komi and Tadano liking each other, especially that second half, man. It's becoming so much more apparent, and we're only 10 episodes in, man. I mean, I thought this was going to be one of those slower anime. I guess they're fucking making manga different these days, right? I mean, I'm all expecting the old school way where it's like you wait 26 episodes and maybe you get a hint there at the end before it's a fucking anime only ending. No, we're getting the spice right off the bat, Tadano's doing his schoolwork, and she writes, because there's the other, it's a chick, right?
Yeah.
I forget her name. She's there. And Tadano says, you can head out now. And she holds up the notebook saying, no, I want to help you. And she catches them walking in the hall and she kind of blushes and runs away because she's, jealous that Tadano's walking with another girl. They go to the photo booth, arcade there at the end. That was really cute. They exchange, I forget what it was, teddy bears.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cute. So they're certainly playing up the romantic aspect between them two. And Tadano's blushing, she's blushing. It kind of seems like Komi likes him a little bit more, but it could just be like we get to see a little bit more of her dramatic reactions. But I'm liking the development. I mean, 10 episodes in, I wasn't expecting. It's like bringing out. I order a dessert and they're bringing out another dish. Like I appreciate it. I'll have it. Like I didn't expect this, but damn, it tastes good. So I'm fine with it. What do you make of the teasing with the romance between them so early on? It feels like.
Oh yeah, I forgot how like some of those little moments and how those really help out.
Yeah.
It just it just enhances it so much more. You get in so many little moments, not just like one moment in like every like episode or two, but it's like multiple like throughout. It's like
There's multiple. Yeah, there's multiple. Like the episode ends with, I don't know if you caught it after the end credit scene. Komi's looking at the little whatever you want to call it, the little bear that Tadano gave her, and she's like kicking her legs up in her bed, rolling around. Her mother peeps in, sees her, like she's crushing out like a normal teenage girl, So, and Komi-san's so cute, To see her fall at the sports festival was hard to see, but her whole team's got her back. It's such a good blend of comedy and romance, It's really good. And the sidekick, like I sort of, because I'm the anime only here, right? So I was like, how the fuck are they going to tackle this friend of the week show? But they're doing it pretty well. I figured a lot of the friends would kind of take a back seat and, kind of Komi and Tadano take the front and center, along with like Najimi too. Najimi's always there. That's a great third wheel character, by the way. That's a great third. If you were to write, like I'm thinking as a writer, right? Like if I'm to write a third wheel to kind of alleviate the stress and the situation between the two of them, that's a great third wheel character, Like the crazy character. You don't know if it's a guy or a girl. Najimi's all over the place.
All the
Najimi
friends.
has all these friends, all the friends that come along, well connected, outgoing, very fun, energetic, great third wheel character. So yeah, I mean, I thought it was good. Nothing that really enhanced, nothing, earth shattering, but solid episode. I think, like, if you were to compare this to Senpai, this progressed the story in a way that I hoped Senpai's would. Like we get some development here. It's a fun, lighthearted episode, but we get a little bit of development. The development we got in Senpai was the side relationship, and that's good. But me and you agree that we kind of want a little bit more of that main relationship. So what do you make of what do you make of that second half with Komi and Tadano? They're kind of hinting at it a little bit more, right?
Oh yeah, and I like how they keep introducing, like, because I never really even noticed, like, we are kind of getting like, we're actually getting like multiple friends a week here, like not like friend, like best friends, but like someone you can just talk to, like now she can talk to that other girl that was helping her out with Tadano, or she can talk to the temperature girl. So like just slowly building up that, might not be like, perfectly, good friends with them, but like, it's like, oh, someone someone you can talk to, that's what a friend really is. So I feel like Komi is starting to get her list of 100 friends going here. But like, they're doing it in such a good way where it's like you don't even notice it until like, oh wait, she is like making friends along the way. Like we don't even, while still progressing the actual main relationship here.
Yeah, which is exactly what the show needs. We're on episode 10, and I couldn't tell you how many friends she has, but they've built up a strong cast of supporting characters. Like you said, every episode, it feels like we meet a new supporting character, or they all come together for a beach episode or a festival episode or something, right? And it's like, oh shit, she's met a lot of people. The new character is Nene Onamine.
When was that one?
The one in the second half.
Oh, okay.
The one with Tadano, the one where she's like, "Oh, I'll leave you to it," because she kind of gets the vibe. And even she said, what did she say? She said, she asked Komi like, how everything's going between her and Tadano or something to that. She asked her something, and Tadano's like, "What?" And she's like, "Oh, nothing. Just our little secret. You know, you don't need to know." So the writers are making it a lot more apparent that there's something going on here, not just between the two of them, but other people are starting to notice a little bit. Najime's too airheaded to probably realize it, but this new girl character notices it, and I like her character a lot. So. I mean,
Good stuff.
this is an example. I hate to compare the two, but where Senpai's kind of drifting off. This Komi is an example of like everything that they're supposed to be doing. They're doing. I don't know how they're going to end this season. I don't know. We don't even know how long it's going to be. I don't think Mal doesn't show it, but I assume another 2 or 3. I don't think it'll go 2 cours. It could. But yeah, I'm curious just to see where they're going to leave off, because we have to start thinking. We're at the end of the fall here, right?
I know.
How are they going to start
no.
leaving off these shows?
Oh, no, don't end some of these shows. Come on, just keep
I
going.
know. Yeah, they're too good, right? But I'm starting to think, how are they going to end some of these? Where are they going to leave off here? Are we going to get like a mini arc? Are we going to get a revelation, a cliffhanger, kind of like how could I forget it? Nagatoro, right? That little cliffhanger we got at the end there, like, oh, that was sweet. That was juicy, right? So I'm curious to see where they're going to end off with Komi, another rom-com. I want to see. So yeah, final thoughts for this week's episode of Komi, Germs. Anything else to add?
Good stuff, man. So dense. These episodes are always so dense with how much stuff they can pack in here, man. It's wild.
It is wild. It's a wild time to be an anime fan. So guys and gals, the weebs out there, comment down below. What did you make of this week's episode? And as always, we have to get into our winner of the week.
Oh.
I'll let you go first. For me, it's not a competition, but let's hear what you got to say, Germs.
It's too good, man. I think everyone knows it's Jobless. It's too hard. It's too hard to not. It's like,
dude, Rudy and Eris fucked. Like, how could you not pick Jobless? Like, it's not even like they like hinted, like that happened. Like all the time in the anime manga sphere, we like debate like, oh, who's the waifu? Who should so and so get with? Who's best girl? And we have Sophie, we have Roxy, we have Eris. It's like it happened. Our boy got the job done, and not in a sleazy, disgusting way. It was a beautiful, romantic night between the two of them. And like I've been saying for the past few weeks, I didn't mention this. I knew Eris was starting to come on to him. I knew it. So definitely for me, Jobless wins. It's not even a question. I think they handled it so well. And how could we watch whole series where like at the end they kiss, and like you said, they just kind of end it there. All right, that's the relationship. Like such a very basic, simple way to view a relationship. But here they're banging. We're getting actual Rudy's hitting the sack, man.
Then there's the night after. Now she's gone. It's like, oh no.
Yeah, the post nut clarity, dude. He's like, whoa, what happened here? So it's too good. How could you not pick Jobless this week? Anything to add before we move on here, Germs?
It's good stuff, man. If you're not watching Jobless, so I guess we split a little bit of here, but hey.
Then why are you watching us?
The context will help out way more than us just saying it.
Yeah. So, guys and gals, the weebs out there, what is your winner of the week? It could be from our roundup. It could be from any new episode of anime that you watch this week. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say down below. Leave a comment and a thumbs up if you appreciate this content. Yeah, I mean, what a great, fall. Fall is
fire.
The fall 2021 anime season is fire, and unfortunately the flames are going to be put out soon because it can't last. It can't last forever, Germs. It can't last forever. All right, let's get into two bits of news here. Let's start with your fan favorite. Let's get into Sonic the Hedgehog 2. We're getting a sequel film. Unveils its first poster and its first trailer. So, yeah, I haven't seen the first one. I know it was good. You got. And by the way, when you start rambling on, you got to tell the people how much you love and appreciate Sonic. Sonic's your favorite character of all time, right?
Oh yeah, easily.
Mine is Peter Parker or Spider-Man. Yours is Sonic. These are like the characters that like define us. Like whenever I see anything Sonic, I'm like, oh, that's Germs, you know? And you've probably played all the games and shit like that. Germs is a massive, massive fan. I can vouch for him. He doesn't have to say it himself. I'll vouch for him. Germs is a big Sonic fan. So yeah, we get the new. I bet. Like, did you expect a second film to come out after the first one? Because the first one did well at the box office and the reviews. So
I was just waiting for the. I was just waiting for the day for when it was going to come. Hey,
yeah,
it's about the same time as the last one.
Okay, good. Real quick, did Jim Carrey do good in the first one? Did you like his performance?
Perfect.
Fire? Okay, good. He's hit or miss for me, but hey, if he can pull off Dr. Eggman or Robotnik, whichever one they call him, I don't know which one they call. I haven't seen it yet, but if he can pull off that character, cool. All right, I gotta ask a question for you. So the first one was just Sonic and like Robotnik, right?
Yep, that's it.
That's it. This one, not to bury the lead here, we got Tails and we got Knuckles. Is that what you wanted, or did you want more?
No, that's exactly what I wanted. You know, I didn't want.
That's exactly nothing too much.
Yeah,
right?
Just enough where you
okay.
get, now it's like, you know, we just get, you know, now we can focus on two more characters, and maybe the next one maybe can add a little bit more of a cast. But I think, you know, we have to build up Sonic and Tails and Knuckles. Like, you know, this is the main crew. You know.
Yeah, I thought it was weird that Tails, because you know Sonic is on the airplane with Tails all the time. I guess did they introduce Tails in the second one or the first one?
It was the second one.
Second one,
and then the third one. Okay, and the third one was with Knuckles. Well, technically, yeah.
Was it technically Sonic 3 or was that Sonic?
Well, it was 3 and then 3 and Knuckles, because it was like two. It was like part 1 and part 2. So like, but Knuckles was in the third one. It's not playable.
But you know what was in Sonic 2, if my memory serves me correct, was Metal Sonic or Mecha Sonic, whatever, whichever one it is, right? So, my question, because you know the Sonic OVA, dude, that shit slaps. You've seen that OVA,
oh yeah,
right?
I've seen everything.
Yeah, of course you have. I grew up on that shit. I love that shit. I think it's from the 90s. If you guys have not seen that and you're even remotely a Sonic fan, go watch that. So it's basically Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, and then they fight Metal Sonic, right? So do you think Metal Sonic could potentially be in
I didn't even
not?
think about that one there.
Yeah, right?
Because I'm thinking to myself, I have a feeling it's probably gonna be Knuckles, and maybe
just Knuckles as the bad guy.
Yeah, because that's how he was in the third one, and then he joined in the crew. Yeah, so I think they're probably gonna do that more. But hey, you never know. You know, we never know.
Because you have to think. Okay, when does Metal Sonic, which I love, I've always loved Metal Sonic. When does that character get introduced? When do we get Shadow and Amy? Right, like.
I'd be surprised if that isn't like the end credit scene or something for this movie.
It has to be, right?
Like that'd be nice and good, because there's, you know, now once you have the main crew over together with the second movie, then now you can start, you know, expanding a little bit more. Just add a few more characters everyone knows, you know, add some fan favorites. But
what's the bunny one? What's the
Cream the rabbit?
One? Cream, like Cream, Amy,
Big the cat.
There's so many. I always think of like Sonic Heroes. You remember Sonic Heroes? Dude, I fucking love that game. Like all the teams they had. Yeah. Like when do those people get introduced? You know what I mean? Like if they can really build this up to be a franchise, I can't wait to see. I haven't even seen the movie, but I can't wait to see like how they're going to introduce all these characters. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think my favorite thing about the movie franchise here is the writers and they do such a good job, man.
Do they get Sonic? Like you could tell it's like fans writing it. Like they get the character.
Yeah, they added like the Sonic, the like really badly drawn. So, like, you know, they know the fans. There's no way they're not fans, because like sometimes you get writers and it's like they probably don't even know, you know, Spider-Man. They just mix them right. You know, they just know the surface level. But I think these writers really know that layer 2. You know, they're actual, you know, fans that know the memes and stuff like that. So I think they're going to do a really good job with this movie.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, the trailer looks good. Also, there was the Chaos Emerald, right? So you got to wonder, because I guess you can't spoil me, but I don't know if Sonic goes supersonic in the first movie or not, but you got to wonder, like, when is that stuff going to start happening, you know? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the first one, I was like, that's an interesting movie, but now that they're making a sequel, it's like, oh, they're building something here. They're trying to start a franchise here. So
I hope they do.
I gotta watch I got to get on that first movie and then check this one out because I'm interested. You know, it's not technically anime, I guess, but you know, Sonic comes from Japan, so you know, kind of it fits. It fits, right? So yeah, interesting. Interesting. You liked the trailer? You liked everything you saw? It looked good.
Beautiful,
It gets
beautiful.
the germ seal of approval.
Hmm.
Yep. Yep. All right, guys and gals, the weebs out there, comment down below. Are you excited for the new Sonic film? We'd love to hear from you. And with that, let's get into our final piece of news here to end off this week's episode. Devil's a part-timer, the most random ass announcement that this is going to get a second season. No, like, you know the meme, no one, literally no one, and then it's like something like that's this meme encapsulated. No one fucking expected this, but we knew that a second season was coming out for a while now. And now we know that is getting a July 2022 release date. So this will be a summer anime, and I'm excited. I'm excited.
I just wonder how it's gonna match up with the current age of anime and slice of life. Like I feel like the quality has just gone so much higher than since the last one came out first season. So I wonder, like, is it gonna be able to compete with the big boys? You know?
Yeah, that's a question I have. I just sent you a link. Check it out. There's a little bit. It looks like there's a scene that they put out there from the new season coming out. The characters look updated. It's got that more, you know, 2020 aesthetic for anime.
Hmm.
I watched Devil's a Part-Timer not too long ago, and I thought to myself, it was decent. I wasn't in love with it, but for an isekai, it was funny. It was comedic. It had its moments. It wasn't nothing to write home about for me, but I know a lot of people love it. I mean, for some reason, people really gravitate towards Devil's a Part-Timer, and you know the concept's funny. You know, working at McDonald's, you know, Satan is now, you know, reduced to that role, and then you have you have like
Hero.
the redhead who's you have the redhead who's like on his case, right? Like she has like a grudge against him and shit like that. So it was a good time for what it was, but I think definitely because of the notoriety and the status that the show holds, maybe we'll put it on the roundup for summer, right? Because summer's usually a slower month, so this will be a good one to check out during the summer. But yeah, I mean, are you excited at this point? We have a new teaser, and then we have that scene that they put out. I guess you could call it. I'm not too sure, but the characters look updated, right?
Yeah, it looks like a modern anime. I just wonder how
Yeah,
like I have a feeling I just remember being so much more comedic and stuff.
yeah.
I remember like barely like zilch I remember there's a little bit of romance, but like this is a very
I
much more
don't
comedic.
remember much.
Yeah, it's like
Oh
it's
yeah,
it's like, you know, a little pinch of romance. So I feel like
yeah.
maybe I wonder how it's gonna feel, because like, you know, we're used to such like, you know, rom coms. You know, this is more of a com than a rom.
This is just a comedy. It's just a straight up comedy.
I wonder
I
how this
don't
is gonna
remember.
feel, and you know, after watching all these fire rom coms and stuff. How's it gonna feel just to
Yeah.
watch a comedic show? You know.
Are we gonna be bitching that there's no romance? No, it's just, you know, we'll go into it expecting there's no romance. You know, it's
Yeah.
just a straight up comedy. But yeah. I mean, I'm not. Did you love the first season? Like, do you remember how you felt about it? Because I watched
I
it.
remember enjoying it. Yeah, I remember liking it enough to be able to cosplay as him.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Like I didn't love it, but I thought it was like it's okay. That was a good experience. You know, the action was actually surprisingly good when they're like the very little action that they had in there. I was like, oh, this is cool. Like when he turns back into like Satan, like his big buffed up form.
yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. I'd like to see how they're gonna handle it. Like, what do they do? Because by the end of it, I felt like the gag kind of got stale a little bit. Like, remember the otaku guy? He was kind of funny, you know. So I don't know. Is it gonna just? Are they doing this just to kind of cash in a little bit here, or is there gonna be something new and exciting here? Because to me, it kind of got stale the first season. So I want to see if they're gonna approach it a new way this second season. So
I agree as well.
yeah.
I just don't know how it's like, if it's gonna be able to hook me, you know. But we'll
Yeah.
see. Only
Yeah.
one way to find out, you know.
Only one way to find out, and with that is going to do it for this week's news segment and this week's episode. So, unfortunately, the fall 2021 season is slowly ending. It is slowly
Oh,
approaching the end, and yeah, we have some specials for you guys to look out at. to keep an eye on. I don't know if we can promise next week, but likely next week, certainly at the latest the week after that, we have a Christmas special that we hope you guys like. It's going to be different from our normal podcast episodes, and we won't say anything else. Just click that upload when it hits your sub box, and we'd appreciate it. And if you've gotten to this point in our podcast, we would love if you drop a thumbs up and sub. If you're not, we know a lot of you aren't that watch us. And if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, give us a follow on there as well. You can just listen to the audio format of this podcast. We hope you guys enjoyed your stay. Any final words to depart the weebs with? We have, next week we have last episode of Mushoku Tensei. Week after that, we have the end of Senpai. We don't know about Komi. Demon Slayer is going to go on for a little while, but we're nearing the end here for 2021. Anything to leave the weebs with this week, Germs?
So many good shows this season, man. Because I finally caught up, all the shows from this season. So many bangers, man. So many. This season might be the best, easily the best of the year. But it's gonna be, we'll see. We'll see when we do our special.
Yeah, we have another special coming out. Winter was stacked, dude. Don't sleep on winter. It's certainly between fall and winter, but winter was pretty good too. But yes, I know that this season is great as always. Yeah, we have another special coming out for you guys too. We can't divulge what that is. Germs probably spoiled a little bit of it right here, but we're gonna have some things to say about this year as a whole. So if you can read between the lines on that, great. If not, just wait for that video to hit your sub box when it does. But first, you're going to get a Christmas special. That's going to be a lot of fun to do. And with that, we appreciate you all for watching. Weebs out. We will see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.